Just, I mean, you don't want to change too much, but what does change for this team when you're getting into tournament play as opposed to sort of the rhythm of the weekend series and then the midweek breaks?
Well, I just what we talked about after practice is it's kind of a different tournament feel for us because going into the tournament, usually it's win or you're going home. And so I'll be curious to see the mentality of our guys. Do we play relaxed baseball, which when we play relaxed, I like our team a lot better when we're not pressing. Because the fact that I would assume you got a pretty good chance of being an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. So our guys, though, that said, are going there to be competitive and win every baseball game because that's something that they want to do. But the position that we're in, I think will work in our favor in terms of our mindset of just going out, relax, play good baseball, and we'll see what happens.
How good is this team at playing relaxed without maybe taking the foot off the gas pedal too much?
Well, I think very good. I mean, that to me, and I remember the streak that we put together in the middle of the season, the 18-game winning streak. It was like the guys didn't think about it, they didn't talk about it. They'd show up to the park every day, just kind of casually going about their business, and next thing you know, you rip off 18 straight. And it's like anything else. I think sometimes the harder you try, the more that inhibits your performance. So I think this team, when they're relaxed, really actually play their best baseball.
The opportunity to have done something, winning the Big Ten outright, that it hasn't been done since I was a lad.
Yeah.
No, wait, just talk about that opportunity. 1932.
I know. It was fun.
Terry was a lad.
We had some fun on Twitter. With that. Some of the
Fish broadcasted, by the way.
Yeah. I think that really was the weekend for us at Ohio State kind of goes along with what I was just saying. I think you looked at our play on Friday night. I mean, we were very tense. I don't want to say for whatever reason. I think guys knew the historical perspective of what they could accomplish. It had yet to be accomplished. And I think once we got that piece of that championship out of the way so we could stop hearing about all the regular season and all that stuff, I think you saw us come out relaxed on that last day and play Indiana baseball. But no, I think it's very significant. I think it's really, really neat. It didn't dawn on me, I guess, until if you follow me on Twitter at all, we were kind of having some fun on that about what are the things that have changed in our world since 1932. That's been a long, long time. And we just hope that it's not a long time again before the next one. And that's, we want to build on this and make it more consistent and so that we don't have these huge stories of 1932 the last time. So, but that said, it's awesome to be a part of it. And that's what I told the guys. I said, you won't realize this until years later how significant this really was, and very proud of him.
Did anybody look up Joey's tweet? Was Charles Simbauer really Dean of Men in 1932?
I just took it as gospel. His tweet. So, yeah, that was a pretty good one.
What obviously it's not the exact same setup, but how much do you maybe use this just in terms of tactics or whatever to start gearing up for a weekend NCAA regional in terms of how you set your rotation and just kind of how you approach game to game?
Yeah, well, I think like I said, years gone by, when you're in that kind of do or die situation, you will extend your pitching staff a lot more. You'll bring your starters back on short rest. I would venture to say we will not do that in the tournament here because it's not in our best interest. And that's the luxury of some of those multi-bid league conferences, the SEC, ACC, that they've been doing for years. It's not unusual for the top teams in those leagues to make a quick exit from the tournament because they're saving their pitchers for the NCAA tournament in the pursuit of a national championship. I'm not saying we're going to do that, but I will go on record and say we will not bring pitchers back on short rest. We won't, go all out and extend pitch counts on that because we will be very mindful of our season extending beyond the conference tournament.
Is the hope still to have Aaron move up to that number one spot?
Yeah, we're going to play it by matchups. We'll see kind of who we play, but we'll have both those guys ready, Joey and Aaron, and then we'll go on matchups. But he will be available and ready to go day one if we need him to. Day one for us.
Is there a team or teams that you match up better with in that first game in the conference tournament?
I think it's more, and it's probably based on who's throwing. And I didn't have a chance to see Minnesota. I know they've got a couple quality starters. I think Ohio State, they're pretty deep. So you probably fear more the pitching matchup than you do the offensive matchup because I don't care who we're throwing against. Our guys are going to, I think, do a good job of keeping you in the game. So it's more I'm probably not worried, is not the right word, but tactically worried about more who it would be that we'd be facing in that second, who their number 2 would be. And I haven't looked at it extensively enough to do that.
What was it like to see Michael win a Big Ten Player of the Week this week, in the last week of the season?
And I found that out recently. I'll tell you, while you're talking about him, it certainly is a deserving honor for him on that. But I don't know that I've ever, and again, I've been doing this for 17 years as a head coach. I don't know that I've ever seen a performance from a kid who just flat out literally put a team on it, and not hitting a 3-run homer to do it, but just the will, the determination that he would show in his face, his actions in the dugout, his words in the dugout, and then what he did out on the field of stealing third and getting the big double and all that. I mean, that kid single-handedly put the team on his back to win that second game in Ohio State. And then, of course, he came alive with his bat again. So, you know, and I know it's a team thing and all that, but I honestly, in my heart of hearts, feel if we didn't have Michael Basil, that series, we would not be talking about all this, you know, cool stuff of outright championships. That dude made it happen. He really did. So I'm happy he won Big Ten Player of the Week. He deserved it.